Yes, I thought Jon Jones was going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I want to talk about heavyweights. I want to talk about heavyweights for a second, okay? Now, everybody loves heavyweight fighting. I love heavyweight fighting. We all love it. But it's something you guys need to know about heavyweights, okay? You see, when you're a heavyweight and you're born in martial arts, you go through your teen years wrestling, boxing, doing jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. And then one day you're the biggest guy in the practice room, but you used to be the smallest guy and you grew up in the gym and you got so good because bigger, stronger guys beat you up. You learned how to use technique. You learn how to use finesse. However, when you're a heavyweight, you're fully grown, and then you jump into martial arts. You never had a period in your martial arts career where you were one of the smaller guys in the room. When heavyweights walk into a gym, everybody's smaller than them. Like if you put me with a heavyweight to roll with him, if he's a blue belt and he's a heavyweight, I'm a black belt, he's a blue belt, he might even dominate. It might even be even. Okay, it's going to be difficult for me because he has so much more weight. Even if he's just a blue belt. Because obviously weight matters. Okay, size matters, guys. There's no doubt about it. Okay, that's why we have weight classes. Ciryl Gane was boasting about how he doesn't train between practice. He doesn't train between fights. People are asking me, how do you get so good so fast? Guys, I hate to say it, but heavyweights are not as skilled. They're not as skilled. That's what I saw that night. I saw a guy who was a black belt in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking versus a guy who's a very good striker, but blue belt everywhere else. Blue belt everywhere else, and he didn't have the size advantage. That way his regular moves don't work. The regular stuff he does that work in the practice room didn't work. Why? One, he probably started training. Cyril started training later in life when he was already the biggest guy in the room. He's more athletic than most heavyweights, so he moves like a cat. I got to give him that, guys. He moves like a cat. So his striking always was superior. Like he was a way better striker than guys striking longer than him just because he had that athleticism, he had that mobility. He had that advantage. He never developed a black belt level or elite level of wrestling or grappling. I saw a guy who was, I would say, a blue belt. Now, here's the other thing. He never fought a great wrestler. And Gane was a scary takedown. Why? Because, he's so dangerous with his fists that you don't care if he takes you down. You rather him try to take you down than strike with him. Okay, I get that. I'm going to give him a pass on that. But he's never really fought a wrestler. He's only fought strikers. The second he threw that big shot on Jon and missed, and Jon slipped that punch, it was kind of like in a duck under already. That was just basic wrestling. Got him down to the ground in a referee's position when they're on all fours. Jon broke him down and put him in a basic guillotine. Now look, I watched it live. The first time I saw it, I was like, maybe he could have got out of that guillotine. The second time I saw it on the replay, no, it looked tight. It looked like he was caught. But man, the skill. If they fought again, I would give it 85 to 15. 85% Jon Jones, 15% Ciryl Gane. Jon with one ab, his stomach. You look at his stomach. Jon with one ab beat Ciryl Gane easy. And he could do it again. If they restarted that fight, I would pick Jon. If they restarted that fight 10 times, I would pick Jon. I think he's levels above. And if he fights Ngannou, call me crazy if you like, but he's going to beat Ngannou. Not that he's going to fight Ngannou. I don't think that fight's going to happen. But he beats Ngannou. And if he fights Miocic, I'm telling you guys now, I haven't done a pre-fight analysis yet. He'll beat Miocic. He'll beat him. They didn't strike for long. A lot of people are going to be like, hey, if it stayed up longer, I think the striking would have been fairly even. It would have been back and forth. It would have been a seesaw battle. But like I told you guys in the pre-fight analysis, Jon's not dumb. The second he sees a takedown, he's going to take it. And you guys are going to see Jon dominate him. Now, I thought Ciryl Gane was big enough, athletic enough to muscle his way up. But I didn't realize how green he was on the ground after I saw the way he was moving and reacting. He's green on the ground, guys. He should train between training camps. He says he doesn't train between training camps. I believe him now. I believe him. I really do believe him. Okay, guys, that's what I saw. I saw two guys. Okay, early on the exchange, it was pretty even. Groin shot, pause. They took a pause. Jon got hit in the groin. It was a legitimate groin strike. Not like he wasn't faking. He really did get hit in the groin. They gave a pause. They start again. What happens? They're both throwing oblique kicks. They both miss. Nothing significant. Ciryl loads up with a big shot. Misses. Jon saw it from a mile away. Moved his head out of the way. Ciryl overreached. He looked nervous. He looked like he didn't know what to do. And I'll tell you guys why. Let me tell you why. Because like I told you guys in the pre-fight analysis, Ciryl can't bring anybody in with an 84.5-inch reach that also has that athleticism. I don't think there's another, I'm telling you guys, I don't think there's another guy in the world. I've seen guys with 84.5-inch reach, but I've never seen a guy with a reach like Jon, who can move like Jon, who moves like a cat. So who are you going to bring to prep for Jon? Who are you going to bring to prep for Jon? Not only that, the guy you would want to bring into prep, he's also got to be able to wrestle. How many guys can do that? There is none. I can't find one. I can't think of another guy. I can think of guys who are at that level that can compete with Jon, but not that they can do what Jon does. Like, for instance, Daniel Cormier, brilliant fighter. If you brought him in, he'd be great sparring, but he's not the same type of fighter as Jon. He fights a different way. He's as efficient. He's as successful. He's as dangerous. He's very, very competent. But he doesn't have a long reach. He doesn't shoot the same way. He doesn't kick the same way. He has a different style. It wouldn't be the right preparation. I mean, it could bring intensity. It could bring a lot of things, but it won't bring the same style of fighting. Okay? Cyril Gane looked to me like he was shocked. And I told you guys, I told you that he's going to have to figure it out on fight night. The first 2 rounds, if he doesn't figure it out in the first 2 rounds, he's going to get destroyed. He has 1 or 2 rounds max, because if it takes too long to figure out, he's dead. Actually, he seemed to be nervous when he was striking. He overthrew. Listen, it happened to the best of them. I think he was also, between me and you, between us all, I got to say it publicly, I think he was intimidated. In his mind, this guy's the GOAT. He's so good. He's so good. He was intimidated. It looked like that to me when he was fighting. I just didn't see his confidence there, especially in the striking. In the striking, he overthrew. He was scared. He wasn't calculated. That was my opinion. Guys, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to take comments and questions. I'm not going to go too long on it. It wasn't that long of a fight, even though it was a great fight. I wasn't disappointed. I thought it was, sometimes, I remember the Tyson fights. Tyson fights used to last like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And people used to complain. I paid... back then it was like $5,000 for a ticket. It lasted 30 seconds. The fight lasted 15 seconds. Yeah, but what if 15 seconds, man? How many fights are you going to see where a guy is a world champion and nobody can last more than 20 seconds with him? Guys, if you haven't seen the early Mike Tyson days, if you haven't seen those fights, go back and watch them. It was like watching a video game character. It was a sight to behold. All right, guys, with that said, let me take your comments and questions on the fight only, please. Just the fight. I thought decision. That's from Dude Stir. Dude Stir, I agree with you, my friend. I thought decision too. Now, let me tell you why. Because Gane didn't get finished by Ngannou. And Jon has submissions in the past, but he was subbing smaller guys. And I know he's not in love with jiu-jitsu, even though he's good at jiu-jitsu. He's not in love with it. He's going to study all the details. But Ciryl Gane showed me he's really just a blue belt. Like, guys, anybody can get caught with a guillotine. Anybody, even a black belt. I'm not saying because he got caught in the guillotine, he's a blue belt. No. What I'm saying is his reactions to Jon's controls and his reaction to his defense, how he was defending, shows me he's not more than a blue belt. That's how I would grade him. Cyryl's face, he was speechless. That's from Drew Meyer. Look, Jon has 14 title fights. Ciryl has like 13 or 14 fights. It's a different world, guys. Jon grew up in combat sports. I know he says, I was training only 9 months for my first MMA fight. Yes, but you did jiu-jitsu. Sorry, you did wrestling since you can walk. He has over 300 wrestling matches. I know him personally, okay? He used to tell me every summer his father would put him in wrestling camp. Every summer in his youth, wrestling camp. Wrestling is a martial arts. They have ground and they have standing. And they condition you. So all you got to really do left is striking and submission. That's the cherry on the top. But wrestling builds so much athleticism that it will make you a good striker. So just 2 guys, different worlds, guys. If they fought again, it'll be the same similar result. Maybe the fight goes a little deeper, but at the end of the day, it's Jon scoring a takedown. It's Jon controlling. And even I would tell you guys, Jon dominating the striking. Why? Because he's too scary. Like, Gane is going to be so worried about the wrestling. He won't be able to trade in a way that's going to be aggressive. He's going to have to be... Look, the second he threw heat, he got taken down, destroyed. Now you start thinking twice. Hey, if I missed a shot, I can get taken. The whole fight, it's too much of a tightrope. You're fighting on a tightrope. If I make a little mistake, it's death. You can't have that. You can't have the mentality. You got to be like, look, I'm gonna throw, and if the guy tries to take me down, I'm gonna twist and turn like Adesanya does. Guys take him down. He twists, he turns, he hip heists, he rolls, he gets out of it. He scrambles out. He's got layers of defense, so he can jump right back on you. Not Gane when it comes to wrestling. And Jon Jones, he's not there. Who beats Jon Jones? Brock Lesnar? That's from Joseph Benjamin. No, I think Jon would beat Brock Lesnar. Guys, he would probably get taken down by Brock Lesnar, but he would get up and he'd invent. Guys, if you guys don't know, Brock Lesnar is not a really good striker. I know you guys seen him do a little striking in his career, but he's you've also seen him get hit. I know guys who've trained with him. They said, look, basically his sparring partners are not allowed to hit him. Like it's a very controlled sparring. He's not a boxer. He's really not a boxer. He's the type of guy, he can take anybody in the world down. He can get on top of you and maul you. But I think Jon's going to be very difficult to hold down. I think Jon would beat Brock Lesnar. Honestly, I think he would. Jon would eventually get to his feet, tag him, catch him, elbow him, knee him. It would be trouble. Jon moves so confident. It was like Grandmaster chess player being 3 steps ahead, just waiting for Ciryl to make his play and checkmate. That's from Malheb. I agree with you. Listen, he said it was going to be easy. Nobody called this fight better than Jon. He said it was going to be easy. I think the guy, he's not a devastating striker like everybody says. And I was saying that I think Jon will even dominate the striking before. And I thought I was going to get a lot of heat for it. I didn't. And I'm happy I didn't, because I think I was surprised a lot of people agree. I think a lot of people were telling me he's the best striker Jon ever fought. And I would agree with that. I think I might have even said that. I was expecting the fight to go to decision. I thought it was going to be tighter, but Jon's going to take control with the takedowns. Sooner or later, he's going to find takedowns, and he's just going to score control. I didn't know Ciryl was that green in the jiu-jitsu. What do you think Cyril Gane should do now, in your opinion? That's from Maujub Blank. Come train with me. Come train with me in Montreal. Spend 6 months with me. We'll fix up your jiu-jitsu when you're wrestling. We need 2-3 other heavyweights maybe to help. Actually, I got some really good Olympic level wrestlers, heavyweight. Actually, you guys seen Mustafa on my channel, like he's a beast. I have a few heavy guys, and I'd love to have him in the practice room. But just go immerse yourself in jiu-jitsu. Find a great place and immerse yourself in jiu-jitsu and wrestling. He's got to immerse himself though. He can't just do it a little bit, 2 times a week during the training camp. No, forget all that. It's not gonna. You're not gonna reach the highest level. If he's serious, he wants to be world champion. He's got to get deep into wrestling and jiu-jitsu.